You ready?
Yeah. Are you?
Oh, wait a minute. Before we start, I want to check the time so we know how long we've been on.
Okay. Well, it's 1:45.
It's 1:45.
So we'll probably be on 12 hours.
24 hours, maybe.
Well, how would we know?
Goat head.
Okay.
Me. Please don't interrupt me during my solo.
Are those pictures up there new?
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, I wandered so aimless, life filled with sin.
Well, talk to me and tell me
I
about
came in on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, that's when you
Then
hang all
I
your new
hung the pictures, proud as you
You
please.
missed a spot over there.
Praise the Lord, I'll get it next week.
Yeah, you missed a spot.
Well, I'm kind of hanging pictures as I go.
You've been hanging pictures you go for 18 years.
Remember my garage before I had this?
Yeah.
I had pictures and stuff everywhere. Okay, this is the Rick and JoeT Dumbass Club coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas.
Did you turn that phone off?
We are in the CHUMP studios. Excuse me while I whip this out. Hold on.
Call over the bar and order me a sandwich. would you?
Bessler ordered you a sandwich.
You think he did? Well, maybe if you do it, I'll get two.
Excuse me.
Turning this off.
So I don't.
Do you want to you want to start our argument again right now?
In just a minute. So you're going to eat. Most people don't know this. Here is a true fact that most people don't know, except you know and Sue knows, Biggin knows. I do not like to eat in front of people. Do I?
Why is that?
When we go to the big hamster barbecue,
I know it.
Do I eat?
No. Why is it?
I don't know.
Are you afraid you chew with your mouth open?
I don't know.
Do you burp? I mean, what do you do?
You've eaten with me 80,000 times.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing you don't eat in front of people.
There you go. I don't know. I just don't like eating. Now, if I'm with somebody else and we're both sitting down to eat, I can.
Right.
Part of it is because I have a hard time breathing anyway. Yeah. So if I'm trying to eat and talk, and then you throw in breathe on top of that, not very good.
God forbid you multitask.
When I'm giving tours and stuff, where I'm doing all the talking, I'll catch myself. I'll have to stop for
and breathe
3 or 4 seconds and take a couple of breaths.
Breathing is a good thing.
Breathing is a good thing.
Yeah, through the years, I've said, what do I want to give up? Breathing hadn't been one.
No, breathing's pretty important. But I know how my mom feels. With that COPD, as Rodney.
Yeah, I know.
With that COPD and emphysema.
Yeah,
she can't breathe.
Right.
That's the same problem I've had for 57 years.
Yeah. Had fun over at your house the other night.
Had the company Christmas party over at my house.
Yeah.
The employees were there with their significant others.
Yeah.
And a few buddies were there.
Yeah.
And
Jay Daughter was there.
And
his wife. She's a nice lady.
She's very nice. So it was good.
Yeah, had a good time. We didn't do the Christmas exchange thing. Bundy, we had to get Bundy home.
I didn't really get involved in it either.
Yeah, I didn't do
they
all that,
they did, all the employees and people did it, and it was
kind of fun having the kids there.
Yeah,
there were 4 little kids.
Yeah,
Bundy and was Colton, is that his name?
Yeah, and
Bliss, and then I don't remember the other little kid's name.
I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, I mean Bliss and Bundy and Colton were having fun.
Is it Colton? No,
is that his name?
I don't remember.
They were upstairs. They were having a blast. They were running around the couch, and Alice was chasing them. Bundy would start laughing and to cover his face, and Alice would try to lick him. It was pretty fun.
Alice loves kids.
Alice was having a good time too. So they were on your treadmill, jumping up and down and running.
They sent her mama. I bought Bliss, my granddaughter. She's 2.5. I bought her, some Converse.
Yeah.
And I've also bought her some Uggs. When I went to Australia, I got her some Uggs.
Yeah.
So she sent me a picture, and it said, Bliss said no to the Uggs, only Converse with her Strokers gear. She's looking like Grandpa today. So that's the picture she sent me.
Oh man!
Where she's looking like Grandpa. Go put
she's
that.
Better looking than Grandpa.
No kidding.
She's dressed like Grandpa.
Dressed
she don't
like,
look like
yeah,
Grandpa.
yeah. She's dressed like Grandpa.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a picture of my granddaughter. Can you turn it, cockeye it a little bit so it's, there you go.
Which way? You see that? I can't tell.
Anyway, it's my beautiful granddaughter wearing her Chuck Taylors and her tie-dye shirt and just smiling like a big old goober.
With a purple bow in her hair.
Yeah, I
cutie.
text her back and I said that is one good-looking knucklehead.
Yeah, she's a cutie. She's
Yes,
a
she
cute
is.
little girl too.
She's a knothead, is
like
what
Bliss.
she is. Drives me crazy. She loves her grandma and grandpa.
Well, you spoil her. That's what you're for.
That's what we're for. She said, her mama said to me a month or so ago, she keeps wanting to wear one of her tie-dye shirts, but some of them are like belly shirts on her because she's getting so big. And I said, you tell that baby grandpa got 1,000 tie-dye shirts for her.
She'll be fine.
She'll have plenty of shirts.
Never be without a tie-dye shirt.
No.
Well, they had fun together, Bliss and Bundy.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good.
It was cool. It was a good deal. So, you want to start our argument back, or do you want to talk about other stuff first?
No, let's get right into it. We're going to argue about the Cowboys.
Okay, here's what I figured out.
So here's first. Here's Joe involvement in the Cowboys. It's a 3-hour game. He'll watch an hour and a half of it.
No, I watch every play.
You're with Bundy. Sometimes I ask you and you'll say no. Bundy didn't feel good.
No, but what I do is I tape it, and then after Bundy goes to bed, I go back and I go through every play.
He doesn't listen to the sports talk show. He has no clue what Darren Woodson said after the game.
Stop.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, Darren Woodson. Romo, Joe thinks, is the Antichrist.
I think Romo is a loser. That's what I think.
Okay. He's a loser that signed a $100 million contract.
Oh, that don't make him a winner. All that does is make him a rich loser.
It makes him...
that makes him a rich loser.
In your mind.
He is not going to win. He is not a winner.
He's got a winning percentage.
Here is the deal with Romo.
His percentage is...
I figured out how to convince you.
But hold on a minute. Here's what I hate. You're making me sound like a Romo apologist, and I don't really like the guy.
Well, then get on board.
I'm not a hater. I don't like hating on people. I'm not a hater.
I'm not a hater either.
You're a hater.
I just don't think. I don't want him to be the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
Who do you got better? That's the problem. There's nobody better.
Maybe you.
I might try that.
Okay.
Now you're talking sense.
Now here, I thought about this.
Go deep, Joe. Go deep.
After you and I were screaming at each other on the phone earlier today.
It got so bad I told Joe, never mind, don't come over. I don't want to do a show with you. I don't want to do it.
Here's the difference. I know how to convince you.
You can't.
Yes, I can. I bet. Wait till you hear this, and then you see if I don't convince you. Okay, here's the deal.
First, what are you trying to convince me of?
That Romo needs to be out of here.
Okay.
Well, and that there's better people. Lots of better people than Romo.
That's not what the NFL statistics say.
I don't care.
Okay.
Wait
so you don't care what the people that do it for a living say.
Has he won anything? Well, he won half his games. Does he ever win a playoff game?
That's what he's
won one playoff game.
Right.
So let's see. That one playoff game cost us $100 million. That's a lot of money. But let me finish. Okay. Here's what Romo is not. Romo is not a leader and intense. Here's the difference, and I told you this. When you had Roger Staubach, when we were down, stop.
You just keep going back to two of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game.
I'm talking about, any of the great quarterbacks that really are winners.
Romo's not a great quarterback.
But I will tell you,
he's a good quarterback.
I think you're a better quarterback, and your brother, your attorney, is a better quarterback than Romo, and I'll tell you why.
When we were kids, I was all-time quarterback because my asthma and I couldn't run, so I was all-time.
Well, let me tell you why you're a better quarterback.
I could got a zing on that ball, too.
Here's why you're a better quarterback. Romo's out there, and he goes, well, it's fourth quarter. We're up by 6 points.
So you're speculating. Speculating.
I'm telling you, this is true.
This is what's in his head.
This is true to life.
Okay, so
this is true, and I'll tell you the difference.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you that Joe is pure fantasy. Pure fantasy.
And he's going, okay.
We will indulge. Will the court indulge? The court will indulge you of your fantasy. Go ahead, Joe.
There's pressure on me.
Pressure. Okay.
So I'm back in the pocket.
Okay.
And they're chasing me around a little bit. And
he's good at getting away from the rush.
And I'm thinking about, well, if I hit that drive on the 5th tee at the U.S. Open.
He's a good golfer.
He is a
good golfer. He's a better golfer. That's what he's thinking about. I may be a better quarterback than him.
If I get this game over in a hurry, I can go home and bang my old lady.
She's a good-looking woman.
She is, and have another kid.
Well, she's white.
Yeah, well.
She's pregnant again.
I know. That's what I'm saying. He was worried about getting home. And he
got his $100 million.
And he's going, and I got my $100 million. I got to call my financial advisor. And here's the difference. If Rick Fairless was the quarterback.
Yeah, there you go.
Rick Fairless has the same mentality as Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. Because what do you do all the time?
Work.
Okay. What is that? That's the difference. That's not Romo. Romo don't give a shit anymore.
If I had a wife that looked like his, I might spend more time at home too. Would you? You ever seen his wife?
You're missing the point.
I'm still thinking about his wife.
You're intense and you're successful because you work all the time and you go at your craft.
Yeah, but
and
we don't.
Romo.
You don't know that.
I'm just telling you. When it gets down to the time, he's thinking about his sand shot, his old lady's boob,
his approach shot,
which cheerleader he's going to grab her ass on the way out.
Excuse me.
That's what he's thinking about. He is not a winner. That's the difference in a winner and a guy like Romo. Rick Fairless is a winner. Randy Fairless is a winner because you know how intense your brother is.
Who do you want to replace him?
Huh? Anybody. Pick one.
Michael Vick.
I don't care. It couldn't be any worse. How can it be worse? Let's see. I can go 8-8 and not make the playoffs. Okay, I can kind of do that with anybody. Why? So what do I give a shit about Romo?
No, you can't do that to anybody. We went years without 8-8. We went years where we was lucky to get 8-8.
Well, you still don't make the playoffs.
One year we went 1-15.
I know, but what difference does it
make? Who was
make?
our quarterback that year?
I don't even remember.
I do.
Who?
Number 8.
Oh, Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
But Aikman is intense, and Aikman is going to turn it around.
But you know what?
I don't think Romo will ever turn it around.
Aikman wasn't a vocal leader. In other words, we don't know what goes on behind those closed doors. We don't know. The people that do it for a living and the people that I have asked say that Romo is a leader. Now, is he snake bit? I think so. Is he excuse me, is he a better than average quarterback? If a quarterback is 1 to 10, I would say Romo's a 6.
You know what? I want a guy.
But we don't. But the problem is we don't have anybody sitting on the bench that's any better.
We don't. I mean,
we need to draft one.
That's right.
But they don't.
Our general manager is not going to draft one.
Our general manager is an idiot. That's the problem with the Cowboys.
That is a huge problem with the Cowboys.
When we won, when Jimmy was there. Well, when Jimmy was there, Jimmy ran the team. Jerry owned the team,
right.
But they were two buddies. Like me and you.
Yeah.
You said, you come coach my team, Fairless. And I said, I will coach your team, Joe, but you're going to let me freaking run it.
Don't bother me, is what he said.
Don't
bother me.
And it went like that because they were buddies and they did that. And then after he left, then Jerry, the big head, said, I'll coach this freaking team. I just need somebody to make to be my puppet.
Right.
And it's never worked since.
No, I agree with you.
And it ain't going to work.
I agree with you.
Jason Garrett is not the guy.
Jason Garrett's not the guy. Romo is not the guy. Because think about Romo. And this is why you need a different quarterback.
But hold on a minute. Here's the analogy I used to you. The fucking car is totaled and it's smoking in the middle of the highway. You will have to drag it off. And you want to go ahead and change the tires on it. The whole fucking thing is wrecked.
But I don't care. Any wreck, when you get a wreck in here, even if it is totaled, you got to start by doing something.
Right. Well,
you either pull the fender off, or you take the door off.
So
or you do something.
So Romo put up 36 points. But you said fuck. Yeah, but why?
And he lost the game because he called an audible on a running play to throw a pass and threw an interception and got our ass beat.
Right. That's right. That did happen.
And the guy, here's the deal. You can't blame Des Bryant. You can't blame any of those other guys.
Wait a minute. What about when they drop the ball?
Romo touches the ball every play.
What about when
Dez is probably going to touch the ball 3 times?
But under
60 plays?
But what about when he drops it? Is that Romo's fault too?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it is.
But when
he throws it behind him,
when he hits him in the hands and they drop it, Romo is not the fucking problem.
He is.
He is not.
Because I keep telling you, he is not a leader. The guy that you want the strongest.
So
guy,
who is the leader on the Cowboys?
Who is the leader?
Who's been the leader? Give this to this idiot, will you?
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Kate.
Hey, I didn't know if you want chips or fries, so.
Oh, I don't care. Thank you.
Fries.
Oh, good.
He's going to eat that in front of the whole dumbass
All 6
nation.
that are watching our deal.
And I put mustard and mayonnaise on the side because I didn't know what you wanted.
That's fine.
Maybe it'll shut him up a little bit.
No, it ain't. It ain't going to shut me up. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Thanks,
You're
Kate.
welcome.
Anyway.
So the
Romo
leaders
is the most important guy on the field. And let me tell you why. He's him in the center. And the
you
center
know
don't
absolutely nothing about professional football. You don't know
and
anything.
What do you know?
I've been watching it my whole life.
Me too.
Okay.
Now, how many times have you strapped on pads and played?
Oh, you played in fucking high school.
And college.
Oh, what college did you play for? USC?
West Texas State.
West Texas State.
Yeah.
So you were a starter at West Texas State?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you turn pro?
I cut my foot off.
Or else you would have?
No, I doubt. No, I wouldn't have. Anyway, Romo touches the ball on every play. Every play that's an offense that's on the he touches the ball.
Right.
Okay? And he's supposed to command that offense. Okay?
And the people in the team say that he does command it.
All I know is I'll go back to your deal.
Okay.
Aikman and all the sports guys that I've heard since the game on Sunday going, what the fuck was he thinking?
Right.
He wasn't.
They said that every play?
In the last play.
Oh, so he had a bad – you're right. He did have a bad play.
He's had a bad career.
That's not what the numbers say. That's not what the numbers say.
Yeah, the numbers say it. How many playoff games have we won?
None. One.
Okay. That's
right.
The numbers. That's the only number that matters.
That's a number.
That's the only number that matters.
Joe, I don't care. You could put who is the best quarterback that ever played the fucking game.
It may be,
Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
Okay, you can put him on our team. We're not going to make the playoffs. If we do make the playoffs, you ain't going nowhere. Not on our team that we have right now.
Here's what I'm willing to risk. I'm willing to risk
Peyton
Manning running our team, starting at the beginning of the season and seeing how we do this year.
But you're dreaming. Why don't you do some realistic stuff? What can you do that's realistic? Okay, realistic. You're the general manager. What do? You fire Romo. Romo's out. Okay, now what are you going to do?
You got to play him for the rest of the year.
Oh, then what are you going to do?
I'm going to try to find somebody to draft.
You're going to try to bring in a rookie and let him run the team and see if he can take us to the playoffs?
It's what they all do.
That ain't what they all do.
You bring in those good young players and you build a team around them. You build a team around them.
Right.
They built a team around Aikman.
Right.
Jimmy built a team around Aikman.
Right. He built a team around Aikman. Aikman didn't play for the first year.
I know, but you got to build. I'm not saying we're going to win next year. The year
But
after.
how do you build a team around him?
You figure out what his strengths are.
Right.
And you get the right receivers.
Right.
You build him a good line.
Okay.
And then
But where do you get those guys?
Out of the draft.
You don't have but so many draft choices, Joe.
Well,
how are you going to do that?
You do trades, you do draft, and it doesn't happen in 1 year. It takes several years.
There you go.
But you got to start somewhere.
Right, but you don't start with probably.
I would rather them draft a high quality, trade for a draft choice, and get a high quality quarterback, and then everybody just go, we're not going to win for 3 years. We're going to build a team around him.
Me too.
And we're going to let him.
Me too.
That's what I'd rather do.
They're not going to do it.
I know. I understand.
We're going to be 8-8 for the
rest. That doesn't stop me. I can still bitch about it.
We're going to be 8-8 for the rest of the time that Jerry Jones owns that team. We may be 9-7. We may be 7-9. We have been mediocre ever since Jerry Jones took over after Jimmy left.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change. Ain't going to change. It will not change as long as Jerry Jones owns the team.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that.
Not going to change. We went through Quincy Carter and Chad Hutchison and all of those boobs.
Well,
Romo was the best ones we've had since Troy Aikman left.
that's a sad comment.
It may be, but it's true.
That's a
It's
sad
true.
comment.
Aikman's been gone 15 years, and the best that we've had is Tony Romo.
Right. And I'm just pissed off about it. That's the whole thing, because I'm telling you, if Aikman worked like you work and worked like your brother
You mean
worked
Romo.
and had Romo and had the intensity that you have and your
Well,
brother
but
have,
we don't.
Romo would be.
We don't know what his intensity is.
You can see it on the field. Hey, I mean, how many times has he choked?
I watched it.
How many times
How
has
come
he
I
choked?
don't see what you see? I'm not a Romo fan. Why don't I see what you see? Because you're a hater.
I'm not a hater.
You're a hater. I'm not
a realist.
No, you're not a realist. You're a hater. I don't like hating on somebody.
I just get mad because Romo chokes.
Well,
Because that's back to not
he
being.
got us 36 freaking points.
How many points did we need?
38.
Okay.
Right.
Who threw 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter?
Romo.
Okay. When they were coming back and putting pressure on us, who choked?
He threw 2 interceptions.
Okay. Well, that's it. How many times has he done that?
How many points?
How many games has Romo done
Don't
it?
know.
A
Can't
bunch.
tell.
Just admit, a bunch.
I wouldn't say a bunch.
Yeah, he's done a bunch.
So if the defense would have held them to 30 points, they got the ball in the second half. They went touchdown, 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 field goal, and won the game.
Yeah. I got to eat this.
That's not Romo's fault.
No, our defense.
Romo is
Jerry made another huge mistake when he got rid of Ryan.
Romo is one step above average. Our defense is the worst rated defense in the history of the game. Mm-hmm. You don't start with Tony fucking Romo. You start with the freaking coach or the at least a defensive coach.
Well, I agree with that too.
You've got to get a freaking defense in there. If Tony Romo is average, that's fine. If we don't have anything better, you leave the average guy in there until somebody better comes along. Right. That's the problem. Is there ain't no Troy Aikmans and Peyton Mannings looking for a job.
Well, there will be someday. There's going to be more Peyton Mannings.
And I don't think Smiley.
There's going to be more Roger Staubach.
I don't think Smiley Jones is going to get them. There's some out there now. Andrew Luck is out there. I mean, not out there, but he's playing. There's better quarterbacks. Not better than Aikman, but there's some damn good franchise quarterbacks playing.
Yeah. And there's a reason they call them a franchise quarterback. You build your franchise around them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they've tried to build a franchise around Tony Romo, and they haven't done a very good job.
We've got some good players. Great players, actually. Sean Lee, I think, is going to be a great player.
And he's probably done for the year.
But you could build a defense around Sean Lee.
Not if he's not on. It doesn't matter how good he is if he's not on the field.
Well,
and he hasn't played a full season yet.
Yeah.
Great players that we have. DeMarcus Ware is having a hell of a shitty year.
Yeah.
He was a great player, but there's lots of players that just all of a sudden go downhill. Right. I hope not, but he may be one of them. The great players, in my opinion, on our team, we have one great player.
Witten.
Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Des Bryant is not a great player. Des Bryant is a good player. He's a head case.
That's the only reason he's not a great player. If he wasn't a head case, he could be a great player. Well, if he had Jason Witten's attitude.
Yeah, he'd be. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because he is way more athletic than Jason Witten.
That's exactly right.
I mean, if you could put that head in that body.
That's exactly right. But you can't.
Right.
He wears his pants down to the bottom of his butt and but he's a hell of a football player. He's just a head case.
I was just kind of okay on Dez. I like Dez better now.
I do too. He's trying. He's trying.
That son of a bitch wants to win. That impresses me. That
he
guy,
does.
And Jason Witten wants to win. I don't think Romo gives a shit.
Oh, I think he does. I
mean, he gives a shit the fact, it'd be great to win.
I think he's snake bit.
And then he goes, well, my $100 million though doesn't really matter if I win or not.
I just do not think he's the problem, because trust me, if there was somebody that I could say, you put that guy in there and boy, here we go, that guy's not there. That guy's not available. Now, if there was a guy available, like if I thought that Johnny Football, okay, if I thought Johnny Football could come in and do good, maybe he can. He's like RG3. He's a wild card.
Yeah.
RG3 came out. They gave up all that stuff to get him. Last year he was good. This year he absolutely sucks. They put him on the bench. They're talking about getting rid of him.
Yeah.
He may be a bust. Johnny Football's like that.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the Colts took Andrew Luck #1. He's not a wild card. He's a Peyton Manning type quarterback. He's going to sit in that pocket, and he ain't going to run unless you make him run. And if he needs to, he can run.
Wow.
But he's a smart quarterback.
You want those smart quarterbacks. That's the thing.
Johnny Football's not a smart quarterback.
I don't think he is either. I think he's a head case, and we'll who knows what he'll do.
He may come out and do good.
But that's
he may
the
not.
difference in Romo too. On that last interception, he should have taken a sack.
He should have.
Or he should have pissed it out of bounds. Don't sling it down there.
What the professionals are saying on the radio is, and this is all they talk about all day long, is basically Cowboys. They say that Romo's got that big contract. This is the same thing my brother, the lawyer, said this morning. Romo thinks, I've got to make it happen. I'm carrying this whole team on my shoulders. I have to make something happen, kind of like Brett Favre. And he'll throw the ball where he shouldn't throw the ball.
Right.
But on the one interception, they're saying that wasn't his fault because the kid, what's his name? Beasley pulled up. Cole Beasley pulled up. Romo thought he was, because you saw that. He's going. Romo throws the ball. Well, this kid stops, and the ball goes right past him, and it was intercepted. Right. So.
Okay, I'll give you that one. The last one was a dumbass mistake.
It was. It was a bad throw. He tried to throw the ball where he shouldn't have thrown the ball. And we thought it was going to be.
He should have been throwing the ball.
We thought it was going to be good because they almost had him sacked, and he got out of the sack. You remember he scrambled and he got out, and I'm thinking, okay, he's still alive.
Did you see him after that? He just kind of turns. He just does one of these.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't have thrown the ball. That was a mistake, and they're all saying that was a mistake. But just like Mike and Mike said yesterday morning, they said without Tony Romo, you're a 5-11 team without that guy. Who knows?
I don't know.
It just kills me because I don't think we're ever going to be any better than mediocre with Jerry Jones.
Well, you know what? The reason you and I are arguing about this
because we love the freaking Cowboys so much. Hi, Alice.
If I didn't give a shit about the Cowboys, I wouldn't care what Romo did.
It just kills me. It just absolutely kills me.
I mean,
but it's just.
I just don't see it. I just do not see Romo.
But
and all I'm saying is you got to start somewhere. If your tires, you got to eat an elephant one bite at a time. We've got an elephant to eat, and so which bite do you take first? I mean, fortunately,
but you haven't answered my question. You want to get rid of him. You want to fire him today so you can stick your chest out and say, I fired Tony Romo. Now what are you going to do?
No, here's what I want to do. I want to get through the rest of the season, go 8-8 or whatever we're going to end up being.
Okay.
And in this draft, I want to try to find the best quarterback we can find.
Who would it be?
I don't know. I don't follow college
There ain't
football.
Nobody out there for trade. I'm talking
about for the draft next year.
Okay, who are you going to draft?
I don't know. It might be Johnny Football. I don't think he's the guy because
I think
he's a head
either.
case.
He is a head case.
But
the problem is there's very few locks. Look at Vince Young. Man, he came out of college on fire. Bust. Look at Matt Leinart. Remember Matt Leinart? USC, big good-looking guy. He did all them commercials. Man, he's going to come in and save the world.
Yeah.
Didn't do nothing.
Right.
I mean, you can't tell in college. I'm like
you. You can tell in college. There is still a reason.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
They said yesterday they don't.
So that means you're telling me nobody would have drafted. It didn't matter if they drafted Peyton or not or Eli.
Yeah, there's
Or
one.
Troy.
There's one. There's two.
Or Troy.
There's
There's
two.
been a bunch of them.
How about RG3?
Who knows?
Drafted him with the second pick in the draft.
Well, just like the same thing you said about Aikman. He had a bad couple of years. I don't know if RG3 will come back and be that way or not.
I don't know.
But the fact that they get drafted, if all these guys know everything they're doing, they know who to draft, and they know they know who the head cases are. They know all that stuff. And they follow it completely, like you and I kind of half-assed follow it.
Right.
But there's somebody out there, and it may not be this year. But you got to get somebody in and start building an offense
That's
around
true.
them,
That's true. First thing you got to have is a defense.
Well, that's true.
First thing you got to have is a coach.
I still believe there is a reason that Romo was an undrafted free agent. There is a reason. Everybody in the whole league, all those smart guys, all those sportscasters, everybody that you're talking about that knows all this stuff, not one guy said, wait a minute, there's a Romo out there and he's a good guy. Let's go get him. Well, nobody did that.
No, they didn't.
There's a reason.
They didn't draft Drew Pearson either. Drew Pearson was a walk-on.
He's not a quarterback.
Oh, so it just matters what the position is.
That does matter some, because that quarterback touches the ball on every friggin' play.
Right.
Drew Pearson is going to it does matter. It does matter.
Oh, Joe, turn the Bloomberg off and listen to the professionals talk about the game. Listen to them. Listen to Norm Hitzges. Listen to those guys. Listen to Mike and Mike.
Suited up last.
Mike Golick suited up. You remember Mike Golick?
Mm-hmm.
Golick played defensive line for the stinking Buddy Ryan.
Yeah.
Those guys. Mike Golick said, without Romo, you're a 5-11 team.
We probably are.
Our 6 listeners probably could give a shit less about the Cowboys.
Well, that may be true too. They're all living in Minnesota somewhere.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I love the Cowboys so much. I'm sick of it.
It makes me sick too. It absolutely makes me sick. Makes me sick. I just want to not. I want to not like the Cowboys, but I can't.
Well, I do want.
I can't not like them.
I went through that whole game thinking, all right, we're going to blow these guys out.
I remember thinking at halftime, don't get the big head, boys. Don't get the big head. But we're playing.
Just come out and play
Green
good
Bay
football.
is not a good team, and they got their third-string quarterback playing.
And they kick our ass.
And they kicked our ass. Yeah.
We
couldn't cover. I jumped up and yelled at one point, who's covering that guy, JoeT?
That's right.
We can't. They went down the field at will.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what else is happening?
It's almost Christmas. I guess this will probably be our last show before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, because next week's Christmas. And
When are you leaving to go out of town?
Early Saturday morning.
You ought to play golf on Thursday. Tomorrow.
Friday?
Tomorrow.
I can't. I've got meeting. I got to be in Fort Worth to look at a big deal on the west side of Fort Worth. I got to be over there at 1:30.
Me and Jay Darter are playing.
If I was going to do anything tomorrow, no offense, I would go out to Cowboy Stadium or AT&T Stadium and watch Wellington, Texas play. They're playing in the state finals. You know where Marty and them are from?
Mm-hmm.
Marty and them are going to be here tomorrow, so you'll probably come by. Anyway, they're going to be here for the state finals out there, the 1A Texas state finals.
Have you ever heard of 6-man football?
Sure.
I'd never heard of it before, but a guy that works for me went to May, M-A-Y, and they have 6-man football.
Yeah, well, you don't have a big enough school.
Right.
They have 6-man football.
So what positions don't they have?
Some of the line.
Do they still rush the passer?
Yeah. Yeah. There's different rules to it. I can't tell you I know what they all are. But
I'd never heard of 6-man football.
Yeah, small, tiny schools. Actually, they're going to have a 6-man state.
They
playoff.
played at the. They just had it. They played at the Jerry World.
Yeah, but Wellington is playing Thursday at 1:00 out at Jerry World for the state.
Somebody
final.
was saying the other day, one of the sports guys, they said, "Here's the difference," because they were calling Jerry Jones stupid. And they said no, and this was one of the guys that had gotten a quote from another GM that wanted to be anonymous. He said, here's the difference. Jerry Jones, obviously, is very smart. He owns the most valuable sports franchise.
In business, he's brilliant. He's brilliant.
But they said, here's the difference. He's the general manager and the owner. They said as a general manager, he's working some with the draft and he's working some with players, but he's also working with Pepsi and Nike, and he's making deals. They said a regular general manager of a professional team doesn't do all that. 24 hours a day, he is concentrated on football decisions, where they said 3/4 of Jerry's time is business decisions.
And that's where he's brilliant.
But it's not – he can't be a GM because could he be a GM if he just focused just on being a GM? Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe. But he's not focused on that.
No.
He's focused on making the Cowboys the biggest brand in the history of the world, and he's about done it.
I think where it's getting him is his ego, because what he wants, I believe this to be true. You tell me if you agree or not. He wants the Cowboys to be the most valuable franchise the world knows.
Well,
not just America's team.
They're pretty close.
And he's done a good job.
They're
at that.
pretty close.
But also, what he wants in his legacy is he wants to be known as a football guy.
But he's not
a brilliant businessman. But he wants. So,
but
if he thinks he could pull it off as the GM without Jimmy, and everybody finally give him credit.
It's been 20 years.
It's not going to happen. But he hadn't figured it out that it ain't going to happen.
Well, how can a guy that smart not figure it out?
Ego.
It's
all ego.
He's surrounded by yes men.
It's all ego.
Well, the same thing happened with Al Davis. Yeah. You remember? Al Davis had owned the Raiders. He made all the decisions. Right. And then after, the 70s, they never won nothing.
Right. It's all ego. And now I think that's the issue with Jerry.
If I wish Jimmy Johnson would come back in, but there ain't no way Jimmy would ever come back.
No, Jimmy's got a good gig.
He does, and he's only working 6 months a year or whatever, and he lives in Florida and he plays on his boat
and he goes fishing.
Yeah, he don't want to come back to that horse shit.
But
so it's almost Christmas. By the time you hear this, it's probably probably Halloween.
So what are y'all doing for Christmas? Just hanging out?
Yeah.
Bliss coming over for Christmas?
No.
Well, we're gonna go to my aunt's for the weekend, do that, and then we're gonna come back, and then we got big Santa Claus. We got the big Santa Claus this year.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bundy's Playhouse is getting done.
Yeah.
Getting done, looking good. So Mike Stone's doing a great job.
Yeah, Mike Stone always does a good job.
He's a good man. I like Mike.
He's as good as you get. He's been bringing his daughter over there with him.
Yeah.
What's her name?
I should know. I forget.
She was here the other day, but
yeah,
she's quiet.
Yeah, she's a nice girl. So they're having fun. So I think he's actually enjoying kind of building the thing. So, I mean, it's just like a regular little house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as good a construction as you can
You ain't got plumbing out there, do you?
No. No plumbing, no electricity.
How many rooms is it?
One.
Just one room?
Just one room. Just kind of a big square deal. But it's got a covered porch on one side, and we're putting in all this leaded glass. And, when we replaced our front door, I took out all the leaded glass. We're putting that in Bundy's deal.
Why do you want leaded glass?
Just make it look
Truck's
cool.
ready? Thank you.
Just to make it look cool.
Leaded glass is not like lead that you're not supposed to eat.
No. It's just, like a stained glass kind of stuff, that kind of deal.
He'll throw a baseball through that thing the first week.
Probably.
Wouldn't you?
I don't know. So we're going to paint the inside all up and do it real cool. He's already talking, Dad, can I take my trains out there and my airplanes? And I said, you can take anything you want to out there. We're building him a little bunk in it so we can sleep out there. I'm going to sleep out there with him maybe in the spring. We'll go camping out to Bundy's house. So.
Well, I think we're going to go tomorrow night, and Bliss is in a little play out there in Frisco, so I think we're going to go out there and watch her in a little play.
Oh, that'll be cool. Bundy's got that Friday morning at school. We're going to have donuts, and then they put on a little program. He's been learning all of these songs. So what Bliss has been doing, learning her songs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so we're going to go out there, I think, and do that tomorrow night.
Oh, cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got to get out of here. I got to get my picture made.
For what?
For my website. For my company website.
You've already got your picture made. Use this one, Joe. Use that picture right there is fine. That's JoeT's picture.
I want a photograph, not a drawing.
Oh, a photograph. For the company website. You trying to scare business off?
You got your picture all over your website.
I'm kindly handsome. Kindly.
Say what? How's that beard working out for you?
It's working.
Are you combing it down now? Don't comb it back.
I don't know how to comb it down without, because you got to get the stuff underneath it.
That's right.
I'm still working on it. I like a short beard. I like it.
Well, then why are you growing it then?
Well, because I want to see how it looks.
Let's see. It's your face. How good can it look?
I figure as much of this shit as I can cover up is a plus.
Let's get out of here. I got to go.
This has been the Rick and Dumbass. This has been the Rick and Tony Romo Hour, coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas. We are in the CHU. Oh, we didn't check the time.
Hey, we've been here 12 hours.
12 hours. It's 1:45.
Yeah.
Exactly a 12-hour show.
Anyway,
woo!
If the Cowboys might win a game every once in a while, and we might feel a little better.
You know what? I don't know that we're going to win the next two. And you know what? Part of me hopes that we don't, because
get a better draft pick so that Jerry can screw that up.
Not so much to get a better draft pick as it is to if you get into the playoffs. Oh boy, we're getting to the playoffs. What are you going to do when you get there? What are you going to do when you get there?
You're going to choke.
You're going to get your ass kicked. You are going to get your freaking ass cooked. We're not a good enough team to be in the playoffs.
No.
Could we? I mean, we played Denver, and me and you were there. Yeah. It went down to the freaking. Could that happen? Yes, that could happen. Or we could be like New Orleans last week and just get the dog piss kicked out of us.
Yeah. So.
Makes me so mad. I'd smoke nails if I could light them. All right. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a good New Year.
Y'all be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe out there. And we'll see you in 2014.
See you next year.
Bye.
Bye.
Joe.
It aggravates me.
I
hate losing.